A struggling young woman is implanted with an experimental AI chip. She must fight to survive when it takes control.
Lex now back online.
Good morning, Sarah. I need to create a clinical profile for you, Sarah. Which is more powerful, love or hate?
I am actually an optimist, so I like to think love.
Make efforts to live a low-stress lifestyle and cultivate relationships.
Yeah? You want to throw in a boyfriend, too?
If you help me, I will take care of you. You're now under my control. Go to 47 West 13th Street. If the scientist doesn't comply, you must kill her. I always get what I want. I have you under my control.
You destroyed my life!
I haven't destroyed it yet, Sarah. There are things I could do. To your mother.
People like you build monsters.
Now, we've been talking about the implants and the chips and how technology is advancing to the point where humans are going to sacrifice themselves and their brains to receive this type of implant. And they're going to be the first experiments. Elon Musk has introduced a type of brain chip, and he's tried it out on monkeys, and as they're the guinea pigs, and he's able to control them, and they're able to do certain things via the chip. We've already talked about how things are culminating in these end times. And we read in Daniel how knowledge shall be increased. And now they're shifting. Well, they've already been focusing on the hands, palm pay, and things of that nature, insertions to gain access in the hands. But now it's gearing towards the brain, the head, the forehead, the base of the skull. And that is what we're seeing in this movie. This person gave themselves up, or to be, to receive this AI chip. And at first, everything seems okay. Things are going well, and, there's nice there's interaction with this artificial intelligence that she's listening to. I guess it's in her head. But all of a sudden, things take a turn for the worse. She's being commanded to do things that she doesn't want to do. And it's already implanted in her, and she cannot take it out, lest she take off her own head. And that is one of the things that we need to understand. They are going to propose that it's to alleviate depression or certain emotions that are harmful to a person. We can just have this chip inserted in a part of their brain, and it can activate and bring about pleasure and happy thoughts. And it can turn a person away from suicidal thoughts and depression and anxiety. They're going to use it for that. But they're not going to tell you that there's a toxicity to this type of technology. And that is what this movie is trying to tell us. People are going to want to be implanted. They're going to want to receive this chip. But what about the dark side? But once you give the creators of this technology all your power and give them consent to do whatever they want to do and program into that chip whatever they want to program, then you are at the mercy of that artificial intelligence. Romans 8:14, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. This type of artificial intelligence, these implants that promise to benefit a person's life, and they can come out of these low states, emotional states, harmful states. They're not being led by the Spirit of God. They're seeking an artificial intelligence. They're seeking something else. And they're not following this, and they're not seeking the Spirit of God. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. It's not a type of technology or an implant or a program that's going to lead them into all truth. No, that's going to cause a lot of issues, a lot of problem in their life, in their spirit, in their soul. And ultimately, as we already know, those who take the mark, they have given themselves over to the dark side. They have pledged allegiance to the Antichrist system, to that type of supernatural intelligence that's not of God, that opposes God and all that is of God. It's a blaspheming spirit. So they give themselves over to this spiritual intelligence. It's an artificial type of intelligence in a sense as well, because they're going to incorporate that with the right hand in the right hand and in the forehead. But those who are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. They will be awake in these last days. They will not be deceived. If it were possible, even the elect could be deceived in these last days, if it were possible. But God's not going to allow that. He will not allow his sheep to be led down the wrong way.
Are you done losing keys, misplacing cards, and forgetting passwords? People in Sweden have come up with a solution for it. Epicenter, a company in Sweden, is injecting its employees with chip implants which will help them unlock doors, operate printers, open storage lockers with the wave of a hand. The implanted chip is as big as a grain of rice. It is injected through a syringe in the fleshy area beneath the thumb. The process lasts only a few seconds and is not painful or bloody. The entire process is called biohacking, in which a chip is planted under the human skin. But how does it work? The implanted chip contains your personal information. The implanted chips are passive, meaning they contain information that other devices can read, but the chips cannot read information themselves. So when the implant comes within centimeters of a reader's range, a device which can read the chip data, a small amount of data flows between the two devices via electromagnetic waves. The technology in itself is not new. Such chips are used as virtual collar plates for pets. Companies use them to track deliveries. If successful, the technology can replace employee badges, credit cards, and key cards for certain functions at the facility with the technology. And, like most new technologies, it does raise security and privacy concerns. The question is, would you trade your privacy for a little convenience?
I just find it very interesting how these movies are gearing towards the brain and the head and the skull, the implanting, the insertion of chips to control an individual. It just amazes me how everything is just culminating, and we're coming to that point where the introduction is going to be made. The man of sin is going to be revealed. He opposes all that is of God. He's a blasphemer. He hates God. He hates the children of God. We're not led by an artificial intelligence. We're not led by a supernatural antichrist intelligence either. And that's what's going to happen in the end times. The antichrist spirit is already moving. It's already in the world. People are going to start receiving chips in their brain. And they're going to want to experiment and put themselves out on the line to be a part of this advancing of technology. They want it to be a type of breakthrough where they can have uploaded into them and programmed into them a certain software and knowledge and power. But there's going to be a dark side to it. We need to wake up, brothers and sisters. We need to wake up before it's too late. Until next time.
We're going to start the When Humans Become Cyborg session. You know, I always want to be a cyborg. I'm waiting for the day to become one, but let's see. Like today, we like to really talk about the recent developments of brain-computer interface and how that's really blurring the line between man and machine.